Now, my dear friends, we are going to proceed with the revision of another chapter called a cost sheet. I told cost sheet, profit reconciliation, or nil. In that only one question generally. Or cost sheet or profit reconciliation, in that also one coming always. So cost sheet, first we should know the format very well. First we should know the format very well. I hope you are having your notebook. You know the format very well. In the last session of profit reconciliation also we revised the format. So this is the consolidated format. Depends upon the question, we may have to prepare per unit also. You have to check if the units are given, then you have to prepare it per unit. Otherwise, no need of per unit. You have to prepare first the material. Material means opening stock plus purchase minus closing stock, then labor expense, prime cost. This direct expense may not come always. Then you have to add a factory overhead, adjustment of work in progress, office, admin, everything. We have did a consolidated question where factory overhead, they won't give as a directly an amount, they'll give details, expenses, freight, inward, all other details, there will be factory depreciation, like that, they will be given. So that is a consolidated question. So it can come different way. So how and all this will come for exam? Exam mostly two type of question will come. One is reverse model question. Another one is direct consolidated essay. One is reverse model question. Another one is what? Direct consolidated essay. So first consolidated essay means they will have all the data. We have to prepare in this format. So we will do both the perspective. So we'll start with one question. Hope all of you are ready. So we'll start with which question? Let me see. See, my dear friends, see, we'll start with one question, 107. The reason why I taken 107, two things. This is a one consolidated essay model question. Second one, this is a December 2024 MTP. MTP question. You just go through your MTP, you can find this question. So these two reasons I have taken this question. Are you ready, friends? It's a consolidated essay question. I hope you're all ready. So we'll do this in the format. An advertisement agency has received an inquiry for which you are supposed to submit the quotation. Bill of material prepared by the production given the following details. Paper ream 10 at 1800, ink, binding material, some photography for the job. The agency does not have a photographer as an employee. It decided to hire one by paying what? 1 lakh to him. Then they give the details. 80 hour only we use, but actually we pay what? 12,000. That is for the not hour, that is for the month. So they have given the details. He works how many days? They mentioned in the last 25 days into 6 days at 6 hours in a day. Primary packing. See here, a lot of material is given. Apart from here, also they given material is what? 4,000. Production overhead is 40% of direct cost. Selling overhead is 25% of production cost. The agency expect a profit of what? 20% not on cost, on the cotton price. So a very good question. Hope all of you are ready. Shall we start, friends? So we will start, my dear friends. So we'll go for statement of cost sheet. Statement of cost sheet. So we can go for the data. First we will have direct material. First we will have what? Direct material. Yes or no? In that direct material, we have to take each item of material. What are all the items of material, my dear friends? Here we have to go for paper. I will do shortcut so that we can save a lot of time. Paper 10 into 1800. What is the next step? Ink. So you have to take the ink like that. You have to step by step. You have to do. What is the ink? 5,000. What is the next item? Binding material. What is the amount? 18. 3,000. Now order it is over, but later on. See, there are two type of packing material: primary and secondary. Primary is a part of material cost. Secondary is a part of selling cost. So you have primary packing material. What is the primary packing material? So you can take the total of the material cost. Now you can go for direct labor. What is the direct labor? Direct labor, see there are lot of details are there. One is higher charges. How much we'll pay higher charges, friends? We'll pay higher charges of what? 10,000. Apart from that, they given each details. Artist. Artist we pay 12,000 for the month. 1 month means how many hours? 25 days into 6 hours. 150 hours. But for this job, he work only what? 80. So what will come? 12,000 by 150 into 80. You will get what? 6,400. Same way you have to do the remaining item also. Copywriter. Hope all of you are ready. What is the amount? 5,000. Next, client serving. What is the amount? Very good. So this is how you have to take it. Hope all of you are clear. Are you able to understand? Good. Now you can take the direct material. Nothing gives about direct expenses. So this total we call prime cost. This is also called as what? Direct cost because directly identified. Now you have to add for factory overhead. Very good, friends. So you have to add. Now you can go for add. They given the clue for factory overhead. Factory overhead is 40% of direct cost. So you have your direct cost into 40%. So this total is called factory cost. See here there is nothing called admin. Here there is nothing called admin. So this is also called what? Cost of production. So your amount is. Now you have to add selling on. There is no in the previous session for profit reconciliation revision. We were discussed a consolidated question where there is a WAP closing stock unknown. Here there is no such adjustment. Are you clear? So what is the selling overhead details? Selling overhead is what is your cost of production in that 25%. Are you able to get it? So this is what is called cost of sales. So what is your cost of sales? Now you have to add what? Profit. Here comes the reverse way. They said that your profit is what? 20% on sales. So sales is 100, profit will be 20, cost will be what? 80. So how you will get? Lot of methods are there. It 93,800 is 80. What will be for 20? 93,800 is 20. What will be 20? You can counter check whether your answer is correct. How? You can just check into 20%. It will be exactly that. So this consolidated essay MTP question is over, my dear friends, less than 5 minutes. Please, if you are good in this format, why this become very fast? We need two reasons. One is right now only for profit reconciliation, we revise the format everything. Moreover, you are also I given some time for you to revise. You revise the format, you revise the question. So the effectiveness is increased. Yes or no? You have utilized the time which is given for reading is very well. Then you can be able to involve very clear. So shall we go for second model question? That is multiple time previous year question, which is called reverse question. Which is called what? Reverse question. A very good question, my dear friends. With your permission, we'll do that question also. See 117. Question number what? 117. The following data are available from the books of records of what? It's a previous year question also. VME is limited for the month of November. Direct labor 20, which is 125 percentage of what? Factory overhead. Inventory and other details. They given opening stock and closing stock. Selling expense, office expense, sales is given as 1 lakh 25,000. The company made a profit of what? 25 percentage on cost. You are required to prepare a cost sheet for 2017. Also calculate purchase for the period. Shall we start, friends? So this is, we can come reverse way. This is what reverse calculation. Few data are there. So if few data are there, the shortcut method is you have to fill the data which is available with you first. You can fill the data available with you first. What all the data now available with us? That we have to fill first. If you fill that data first, then it will be very, very easy, friends. If you fill the data, then it will be very, very easy. Let's start. Hope you are all ready. I am also ready. Let's start. I'll just clear this format. This is the format which we start revise today. Shall we start, friends? So this is the format. So what are all the data there? Please fill first. That's a shortcut method. See, see some item. If it is not there, no need required. So you have to take sales. What is the sales? 1,25,000. These are all the steps only. 1,25,000. What is next? Office expenses. Office expenses we have. Yes, 10,000. They will give different order. See, office is given, later on selling is given. 15,000. So it's a previous year multiple time question, friends. 15,000. Next is what? Finished goods opening. 10,000. Closing 5,000. Work in progress. What is the work in progress? No, no, we will make it. Sales, office, everything we have taken. Now we have this data. Direct labor, we have what? 20,000. See, no clue for direct expense. We know there is no clue for direct expense. There won't be no direct expense will be there. Just because in the previous question there is no direct expense. It is very difficult to trace the direct expense other than material and labor. So shall we start, friends? We'll start from reverse way. Hope all of you are ready. The clue is profit is 25 percentage on cost. See, we don't know what is the cost. In the previous example we did, we don't know what is the sales. If we don't know what is the sales, assume sales as 100. Profit is 20. It has to reduce. So your cost is what? 80. Your cost you don't know. Assume cost as 100, which you don't know. That you assume it as what? 100. So let's assume cost is 100. Profit is what? 25%. So 100 plus 25. So sales will be what? 1,25,000. Now you can get cost of sales how? 1,25,000 is 125. Cost we assumed is what? 100. No format, nothing. Balance only profit. This you can get two way. 1,25,000 minus 1,25,000. Otherwise, direct formula 1,00,000 into 25%. Both way you get it. So you get your cost of sales. So once you get cost of sales, you have selling expense you have to add. But if you want to get previous, you have to less subtract. Are you able to understand, friends? Next, you have your cost of goods sold, you have to cost of production. See, this 85,000, this item we have to subtract. So, what is less, you have to add because you are the reverse way. See, sometime you get some other amount. Don't worry, just say whether it is correct. If it is wrong, because if you are not good in maths, you can able to get it. Suppose if you are getting some 90 now, suppose if you get some 90 now, check whether it is correct. 90 plus 10,000 minus 5,000. Are you getting 85? No, do it 85. It's 10,000 less. That way also you can do it. There is a lot of shortcut method. If you are not good in maths also. Now net factory cost will be what? 17,000. What is the closing WAP? 4,000. What is the opening WAP? Sorry? 8,000. So your net factory cost will be this you have to add, this you have to less, you will get. Now, factory audit, they said that one labor is 20,000, which is 125 percentage of fed. So, if factory audit, we don't know. If don't know, that is 100. If you don't know, that is what? 100. So factory already is 100. Labor is what? 125. So this is 125. What is the 100? That's all. Now, if you reduce the prime cost, you'll get 50. What is this? This 30 is the material consumption. Apart from that, we asked one question. What is the amount of purchase? So how can you get the amount of purchase? This 30,000. You have to add the closing stock, which is 20,000. You have to add the opening stock. Less the opening stock. What you will get? You can counter check 40, accordingly you will also get 30. Opening stock plus purchase minus closing stock, you will get the 30. The previous year multiple times, the same. Clear or not? This is what second model question. So direct question we did lot, but direct and all very rarely will come for exam. If they want to ask very easy way for your exam, then they will ask directly. So the same thing only, this question, if you go for 43, this first question is a direct question. Everything is there. Inventory, material, direct labor, everything, the same thing. But it's a direct question. But exam, they will be more testing you on what? Indirect. Because you are doing a professional course now. If direct, now we are very lucky. Direct, now we are very lucky. So one time consolidate. Direct will come. Previous question is a direct, but that is a consolidate. Lot of other adjustments are there. This is what reverse way. Now the third model. We have one more model. Third model. What is the third model, friends? Let me show you third model. Third model like this. Let me show you one thing. Like this one cost sheet they will given. They will be asking what is for the next year. We have lot of question like this. 110 similar, we have lot of question. 110 similar only 1112, 1112 similar only 113. That is, they will give 1 year data and they will ask you for the next year. This is what. That is, or current year 20,000 unit cost sheet will be given. Next year for 40,000, what is the cost sheet they will ask? This is the last model in cost sheet. Shall I start, friends? We'll do one more. You done. See what happened right now. Let me tell you. Since you revised cost sheet format, I felt a very fast discussion from you, more positive response. So what happened? We finished very fast, a very big two questions. So we got some extra time. I planned some time. So we'll do one more question. So what happened? Who will get more benefited? That means when you just revise something, you just recall. Now see the efficiency is increased. Are you able to understand? So any revision session, a student has to first revise first the chapter. Then only it will be very easy. Now we'll go for this model question. The following is the cost accounts for 2024. They given the data for what? 10,000. We did similar lot of question. Material, labor, overhead, office overhead, everything. Manufacturer want to produce 15,000 unit in the next year. It is estimated that cost of raw material will increase by what? 20%. Labor cost will increase by 10%. 50% overhead will increase fixed. 50% is what? Variable. Selling expense per unit will reduce by what? 20%. The rate of profit will remain same. Prepare a cost statement for 25. They are asking very clear total profit selling price. So you need one. If you want to do this very well, it is better you to prepare a per unit previous year cost sheet first. First you have to go for a previous year cost sheet. So you will go for cost statement for 2024. So we'll go for cost statement for what? 2024 particulars. If you want, we can do one column for per unit, one column for what? Amount. So we know the format. See, what is a unit for 2024? Production unit. Very good. Production unit is 10,000 units. Production unit is what? 10,000 units. Now we can start. How we will start, friends? We will have material. What is a material, friends? Material is 2 lakhs. What is the labor? 1 lakh. 20,000. There is nothing called a direct expense. This you here now prime cost recovery alone, so you can go directly also, or if you want go step by step also you can go. They are not asking 24 separately, so you don't want to show prime cost like this. Anyway, I'm just showing it, but don't want to, because exam if no time you want to complete na prime cost not required. It's a reference purpose we are preparing. So add what is the item? Factory overhead. What is the factory overhead, friends? Sorry, 80,000. You will get factory cost. Then you have to add admin overhead. Then you have to go for cost of production. Here no stock adjustment. Here there is no stock adjustment. Add selling overhead. You will get cost of sales. If you take profit, you will get sales. This is the profit. So what is the sales amount? Okay. What is the factory cost? They are given. Everything is given here. Factory overhead is what? 80,000. Factory overhead is what? 80,000. Okay. Now what is admin overhead? So 4,40,000. What is selling overhead? What is the profit? Profit is 25% on selling price. Again, sales we don't know. So sales has what? 100. If sales is 100, profit is 25, cost will be what? 75. So if this is 75, what will be the 25? Accordingly, you will get that. You can also check whether it is correct or not. See, for me, if I want to do per unit, just divide this. That's all. So I have done this per unit also now. Now we will go for our main point, cost statement for 2025. The main point is what? The unit of production is changing. What is the unit of production now, my dear friends? Unit of production now, 15,000 units. Units of production is what? 15,000 units. So we will start, friends. I know you're all ready. So first we have to get the data very well. First we have to get the data very well. Then only we can able to do. See, they said that it is estimated that cost of material will increase by what? Material cost itself will increase 20%. So first question, let me tell you proper. 2 lakh is for 10,000 units. So your unit is changing right now is what? 15,000. Are you clear? So I will make here space constraint. 2 lakh is for 10,000. Now what is for 15,000? Correct? Apart from that, there's a 20% increase. Your calculator plus 20%. In Excel, I will put 120%. This is all. Are you clear? Very, very important. Or else, since you prepared per unit, I'll tell you one shortcut method. Class, I did this total only. Since you prepared per unit as a shortcut method, I will tell you this 20 into 120%. What you get? 24. This 24 into 15,000. But the problem is what? You can come a question when per unit is doing everything is time consuming. Per unit everything is doing what? Time consuming. For me, it's Excel scaling down. If per unit is asking, then you can use this short method also. That is also time saving method. Yes or no? What is next, my dear friends? Labor. What is labor? They said labor will increase by 10%. See here cost only. There are some questions with efficiency also. Efficiency increase now cost will reduce. You have to divide. Efficiency decrease now cost will increase. That you have to multiply. The both you have to be very clear on that. Here it is cost will increase. What is the cost increase? 10%. So same thing how we did the same way we have to start. How it will be? This is the amount by this is for 10,000. What will be 50,000? Increase is what? 100. Are you clear? Next day, this is what is called what? prime cost. Now you have to add overhead. Overhead and all, there are a lot of adjustment charges. This adjustment and all question only will given. There are 50% overhead are fixed, 50% are variable. So they said 50% overhead are fixed, 50. They use fixed 50% of factory overhead or overhead. Here they use overhead only, but there are some questions they use only factory. If only factory, it will apply only to what factory, it will not apply to admin. Here they use overhead, so it will affect for both factory overhead and admin overhead. Factory overhead and admin overhead. Selling, they use the word called selling expense and the additional adjustment they given. If additional adjustment is not given, the same will apply for there also. So 50% overhead are fixed, 50% are variable. There is no increase they are telling. Since you are expert, I'll do now itself. See, this is your expense. What is the expense? 80. In that, 50% is what? Fixed. You know, one level to another level, fixed will not change. It will remain same. So into 50%. That will not change. Now balance, what will happen, my dear friends? Here 80, in that 50%, what will happen, my dear friends? That 50 is for 10,000. What will be for 15,000? Because your output changes, that amount also will change. You will get what? 1 lakh. There is a one shortcut since you are having per unit approach. Let me tell you that the point is what? Shortcut method. This 8 half is what? 4 rupees. So 4 into what is a unit? 15,000. Then another 4 into that is fixed, that will not change. So you see, shortcut. Very, very simple. One 4 will not change. So 4 into 10,000, 40. Another 4 will change. 4 into 15,000. So very, very easy. But this easy will not, the total approach is very, very shortcut only. But per unit details is not only this method you can do. That is why I am doing it total approach. Total approach always will work. So what is the answer now? 1 lakh. This what you called as what? Factory cost. Now what you have to do? Add admin overhead. What is admin overhead? Same thing. 20 20 is 10 for, and what will be for 15? What will come? So you will get what? 50,000. Correct? Is it 50,000? Good. So this is what is called cost of production. Now, very interestingly, add selling overhead or selling expense. They given the method. They said that per unit will reduce by what? 20. That means now it is 1. If it is reduced, it will be what? 80. So what you will come? 0.8 into 15,000. So correct. Now you will get what? Cost of sales. Cost of sales. Now you have to add what? Profit. What they use? Profit will remain same. So what you will do now? 7 lakh 20 is what? 75. What will be the 25? Because last year it's 25%, correct? Last year it is what? 25%. So you will get the amount. This is what called sales. If you want to do per unit, they ask per unit selling price only, not per unit all the data. So you can also, in the regular class, I might have been done only for 64 because they are selling price per unit. So final answer you can just convert into what? Final answer once you don't divide by unit, so that you can save a lot of time. But this is a detailed percentage. This is a detailed percentage. Clear or not? So this is how you have to prepare the cost sheet. I hope now you can be able to solve all the cost sheet model problem. Yes or no, friends? Yes or no? Good. Now, what I have to tell you that in our session, we have next, we have told today we'll make focus on main 3 areas. Next is integrated and non-integrated. So integrated, non-integrated, as I told, it's very interesting area. So let me tell you the shortcut, all the journal entry revision. Practically, essay model, if you do, you know, in the regular class, one essay model question itself will take full day. That means it's a, we have to prepare journal, we have to prepare ledger, then you have to prepare what? Trial balance. So we'll recall the shortcut method for all the journals. Because 7 mark question for you, 7 mark generally journal entry based question they will ask. But we have discussed in the class journal, ledger, trial balance, everything. If you know the journal very well, then ledger, trial balance is very, very easy. Clear or not? There are two types of this chapter. First one, it is called non-integrated. What is non-integrated? Costing separate. So when costing is separate, a new person comes, his name is called cost ledger control account. It is also called general ledger adjustment. So there is a shortcut I am telling you to solve entire non-integrated account. You have four principal accounts. That is a shortcut. Stores ledger control account. Next is stores will convert into what? Work in progress control account. Everywhere you have to put control, control, control. Then finished goods is over. Finished goods is over. So no need finished goods control or finished goods control account. Then finally our star person, cost ledger control. This cost ledger control account is also called what? General ledger. So you can use. This is the four principal ledger. My dear friends, entire journal entry I can able to tell now itself very fast. This entire chapter of non-integrated, I can give you 5 minutes revision. Are you ready? You can able to get it very easily. Anything you can able to do. First one, you are buying the material. If you buy the material, tell me in this four principal ledger, which one you will affect. So that's all. You take stores ledger control account debit to whatever you buy in non-integrated, the compensating. Now you might have been learned single entry. This is single entry. The compensating you have to go for, that is what is called cost ledger control. That is bank, sundry creditors, sundry debtors. Wherever comes financial transaction, cash, bank, sundry debtors, sundry creditors. These four items you won't put that. You will put what? Cost ledger. Balance the things. Now you brought the material. Next one, you return the material. If you return a reverse entry, you return it is what? Reverse entry. Now, material issued to production. My dear friend, if you take it into production, will you get finished goods immediately or it will convert into working progress? Then only it will go to finished goods. No, no, my question, please, no, I don't ask my question. My question is, if you issue material, will it make immediately finished goods or it will convert into WIP and convert into finished goods? Now you tell me, my question, material issued to production, among these four, which is suitable WAP. That is what. Shortcut method. You don't want to bug up anything. That is why I told 5 minutes I will tell you everything. So material issued to production, WIP account debtor to what? From where material will issue? Material in stores now. So SLC. Are you clear? Now in production, excess material return to stores. Production excess material return to stores. Just a reverse. Are you understand? Next one, material directly purchased to production. Material directly purchased to production means first case material is bringing to stores. From stores you are issuing. Next is material you are purchasing directly to production. So wherever the production WIP account, you are paying the payment cost ledger. When this will come, your material is stored stores. You are not. If you kept in stores department, it will come stores ledger. If you take it directly to production, it is called cost. Correct or not? See how interesting, my dear friends. Now tell my dear friends, for production, do you require only material or do you require labor over and everything? Labor over and everything. So labor you paid. What do you call? Labor you paid. So labor not direct wage. This name itself you know. If you want, it's a costing. One of the objective is control. If you want, you give direct wage control account. You paid it. Paid in a cash or bank. We learned that wherever come cash or bank, it will come what? To cost ledger. This labor, what purpose you paid? Production. Labor, what purpose you paid? Production. They won't tell you. You have to understand whether it is a direct or indirect. It's a direct only. I'm telling you now it's a direct only. So production only you paid. You paid for what? Production. So there will be two entry will come. WIP to direct wage control. How interesting. See, let me tell you, my dear friends, your production will complete with only material and labor or anything else. Overhead. Which overhead you want for production? Factory overhead, or otherwise called manufacturing overhead, or otherwise called a works overhead. Correct or not? Factory overhead, works overhead, or manufacturing overhead. Again, the same thing. Manufacturing overhead paid. What is the entry for manufacturing overhead paid? Manufacturing overhead control account to cost ledger control you pay. Next, you paid for what purpose? Production. So what will be the entry? Work in progress control account to manufacture. Here there is a small point. See, here you take actual amount, here you take actual amount, but this is your actual amount. But in production, just now only we discussed, in costing you won't take actual amount, you will take what? Recovery. So the question we will tell manufacturing already paid one amount, that will be here. Next they won't tell what? Manufacturing overhead applied or absorbed, that you have to take in here. So here you may be taken 20,000. Here you make it again 20,000. Here you have to take absorbed 18,000. That means you paid 20, but you absorbed only what? 80. So you absorbed is less. That is a what? Under absorption. That is also correct or not? Now this is how. So now you tell me in your production you got material. Production you got labor. Production you got overhead. Anything pending for production? Production anything pending? No, production is complete now. If you get everything, production is complete. Now tell me, if production is completed in this ledger, where it will go? That's all. Finished goods, control account. To from where it is going? Production, that is WAP. Now finished goods is ready. If finished goods ready, you will keep in warehouse or you will sell it. So if you sell it, that is cost of goods sold. That is an old accounting entry. Cost of goods sold account. To from where? Finished goods. Now for selling, you will incur one more expense called selling overhead. Selling will incur one more expense called what? Selling overhead. So selling overhead paid. What will be the entry? Selling overhead control account. Control is not required to CLC account. Now selling overhead you have to charge for what? Sales is. So sales is what? Cost of goods sold account to selling overhead. Now there is another one called admin overhead. Admin overhead, there are two cases are there. Admin overhead to production means it's production. Admin overhead to management is called normal, finished goods. So if question is selling admin overhead relating to production, first admin overhead you have to pay. Admin overhead account or control account to CLC. If they use word called admin overhead to production, you have to charge what? WAP. Otherwise, if everything is silent, you can go for what? That is finished goods. Admin overhead will go to finished goods. Manufacturing overhead will go to WAP. Selling overhead will go to cost. My dear friend, entry over. Here and all there will be under absorption or absorption will be there that you have to transfer into costing here. So, my dear friends, if you refer any question, this only that everything you have covered in 5 minutes. Now, if at all, if you want to take another additional, I have told you direct wage only will go to WIP to direct wage. If it is a indirect wage, the same thing, manufacturing over to, it will go to where? WIP to, it will go to, that is, it will not go to WIP. Instead of WIP, it will go to manufacturing overhead because we know overhead means indirect material, indirect labor, and indirect expense also. If the question, if there is any indirect material, is there any indirect labor, then it will go to manufacturing overhead. Manufacturing overhead also called what? Factory overhead. It is also called what? Works or any name. So manufacturing overhead to what role will come? If any indirect material, if any wage, both will go. These both are what? Indirect. This is the entry for what? indirect. Sir, if it's a direct it will go to production. This is the entry for what? Direct. This is the entry for what? Direct. How, my dear friends? Everything we finished. Sir, can you please tell me a shortcut method? This is okay, sir. Now I am clear. This is for what? Integrated. You can, if you want, you can just take a simple photo also because you can able to get everything in this point. Clear? Anyway, I will share this video in the recorded mode also. Now let me tell you one thing. Another very important. Sir, I want to learn integrated. How to do? I want to learn integrated. How to do? Very easy, my dear friends. If you want to do integrated, what will happen now? This person will not be there. Who's this person? Will not be. Not that. This one is the first photo. If it is a integrated, this person will not be there. This person will not be there. I'll allow you to take photo also later. This person will not be there. Wherever come that person, corresponding accounting entry will come. For material purchased. Two. If paid, not paid enough, it will go to sundry creditors. If paid enough, banned. Here also, here no adjustment. Here there is no CLC. If the fourth person is called cost ledger control, otherwise general ledger account. So wherever come cost ledger, wherever come general ledger, that only will change. Balance, nothing will change. So this will not change. This is CLC is there. Here, if you pay, it will come what? Bank. This will not change. Here you have will not change. This will not change. Here manufacturing out to CLC. This will change. This will change. If you paid, it will be bank. Otherwise payable. Otherwise it will come what? Manufacturing overhead payable or bank. Depends. This will not change. But this will not change. This will also will not change. So which one will change? Wherever comes the CLC. Apart from this, you will have additionally accounting entries also. That is what integrated specialty. Integrated means accounting, costing, both are what? Together. So apart from that, you will have accounting entries also. What is accounting entries? Cash received from debtors, cash paid to creditors. Like that, accounting entries also will be there. Now, if you are good in this journal, this journal only will post into what? Ledger. This ledger will go into what? Rental. That's all. There is no fancy costing. This is how, my dear friends. Are you clear? Yes or no, friends? Now, if you go with the RTP, which is released recently, MTP, if you go through the MTP, as I told you already in the recent sessions that highest weightage comes from the marginal costing, standard costing, budgeting, everything I have told. Contract costing, operating costing. I have given you ranking also chapter wise. Now, for the time being, what we covered in that phase, if you gone through, if I go for paper for cost accounting, see in the last. Now, if I go for intermediate, if I take cost accounting paper, this is your cost accounting paper. See, if I take your cost accounting paper, my dear friends, see the first question, you see an advertisement agency had recovered. We discussed because we have gone through this in the last session also. That is why we did this. In the last question, last day we did this EOQ question, correct? Under recovery, over recovery, we discussed. See, here comes a question. Today we did profit recovery. We told they given already what? They are given already what? Profit and loss account. And they are asking us to prepare a cost sheet and prepare. This question is a ditto of our class workbook. We just gone through our class workbook. We did today our if you gone through your 58 page number, see this question, this only that. Here we did one, this cost profit they asked. Similar one question only they are asking. Here they are asking profit and loss account and reconciliation. They are not asking memorandum account. So we did similar. So we did advanced question. We did how P&L we prepared, cost sheet we prepared, then we reconcile. Here P&L is already given. Then they are just asking what? Prepare a cost sheet and reconcile. Are you clear? Next stage, this is from operating. That means here there is no question on what? integrated. That means if there is no integrated is there, integrated or negative is there, you will have profit reconciliation. If profit reconciliation is there, there won't be no reconciliation. Clear or not? These are all integrated, which are I have given in your first session. That's exam perspective one chart also given. What is mentioned there? That is lab or your chapter called joint. What is here? This here in this point, let me tell you, in job costing, batch costing, then you have cost sheet, integrated or integrated profit reconciliation. This entire five, one or two question, maximum two, that's only will come. That is how the point. Clear? These are all interrelated point. If one reconciliation comes, then ordinary will not come. If not comes, generally reconciliation will not come. So here in this MTP, now we have two MTP, I guess. We have MTP number 2 also, set 2. If you go through set 2, this is the set 2 recently released. See, it is not there in yesterday. And we are very lucky for cost accounting only it is released. Set 2. Are you clear? In set 2, if you go for, my dear friends, let's see the first point. See here. See here, the first question is cost sheet. Today we discuss this consolidated question we have told. This first sheet. This is our class workbook ditto question. Class workbook ditto question. If you take sales return, I told factory expense and all this question. Page number 48. If you take your page number 48, today we have told you this factory overhead, they'll give breakup base. I have told you the example in the last session that factory overhead they may not give directly. They'll give factory inward, depreciation of factory. That is what the point. Same thing. The same sales return. Here sales return, what is the amount? 14,000. Here the sales return, what is the amount? 14,000. Same ditto model question only. Okay, this is a cost sheet question which came for 7 marks. Then they asked a wage. See, yesterday, before releasing, yesterday, that is in the last session, it was not released MTP. Now, if you see last day, in the last revision, in the last revision class, we did G2 and GAN. Revision session. Same question. See, I have told you labor what expectation of the institute. Same thing. Before releasing this MTP, we did this in the last class. Yes or no? In our labor chapter revision, we did this question. The same problem, it will came here also. We tell wages as Y, material as X. Then we got 40 at some 40 rupees and 60,000. And this is direct expense, direct question. Now here see, they asked one question called past journal entries in integrated accounting only for issue material. See, 280 is direct material. See, issue 2 lakh. Issue means WIP. What is the direct material? 280 is direct material. So what? 2 WIP to stores ledger 280. Balance will be what? Indirect. That will go to manufacturing overhead. Wages 70. Did that 12,000 is what? Indirect. So accordingly you can able to. Gross salary deductions. Then accordingly discount. Discount allowed a sales all are your accounting entry. Sales credit. What is the entry? What is the sales sold? What is the entry, my dear friends? Sales, that is sundry creditors to sales. The discount allowed accordingly the same point. Are you clear? So that is the speciality, my dear friends. If you know this point, you can be able to solve it. So here comes the cost sheet one question because there is no point, so there is a one cost sheet. This is a cost sheet question. Not cost sheet, job costing. It is a job costing question. From here onwards, our main area process costing integrated. This I told very, very important. So my dear friends, what I have to highlight you that if you are recalling the same strategy we are doing, see you can able to score very well. My dear friends, this is the exam weightage I have given you. I hope if anyone not attended the same thing, you can able to make it. This is the exam weightage for your session. A category is what? Marginal costing, standard costing, budgeting, operating costing, contract costing. Minimum mark is what? 40 mark. All our classroom, previous year question also you can go through, last year question paper and current MTP. Now we have 2 MTP that also you can go for this. This B category, you have comes what? Process costing, cost sheet including job costing, EOQ, overhead, labor system and labor turnover, minimum 18 to 25 mark. C category, profit reconciliation, integrated, batch costing, joint, inventory, cost accounting standard and direct expenses, minimum 10 to 20 mark. I would like to highlight you that C category meaning is what does not want to study. C category, you can reduce the number of revision, you can limit the problem solving up to our class workbook. That is enough. When it comes to A category, you can do additionally these kind of areas. Are you clear? So apart from that, I have given you a triple A category, which is what? MCQ, which is called MCQ. MCQ you have to prepare very well. MCQ, if you are able to score, then 30 marks you can able to get it. So that is what very important. So 7 to 8 question will be, this is MCQ, 7-8 question will be able to by solving the problem. Then CIS, I told you have to remember the name of all the cost accounting standard. What is cost accounting standard? CIS 8A, CIS 8 is, no, CIS 8 is utilities. So you have to remember that. Cost of utilities. So you have to remember all the, what is CIS 10A? Direct expense. So you, some of the friends still not started revising. You can't learn that in the before the day exam. You have to start learning, preparing now itself. Then only you can remember. You will get at least 2 or 4 marks. At least pakka. You're getting my point now. So that is one very important point. Then material to overhead, ICMA backside MCQ, or please solve the same. Or we have given the MCQ. I will give you the MCQ test series. You can able to go for that. Clear or not? So this strategy, if you follow, you can score minimum 80 marks. You can able see your strategy in costing must be 80. If you plan for 80 plus, you will get 60 plus or 70 plus. Then you can able to set off from other subjects. If you plan for 50, you will end up with 30 only aggregate problem, or 40 if you get aggregate problem. So we have given all these revision session. We have given all these strategies just for you to make a proper preparation. Clear or not? So you have to prepare that very well. Then only you can able to get what? Maximum mark. Then only you can able to get the maximum mark. So hope you can able to study accordingly.